Yeah, hello everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. Last video we had a problem with the audio. Hopefully things are all working out right now. So let's get on with the show. If you don't know, we're going to talk about machine learning here. I don't really claim to be an expert here, but thought I'd offer some opinions from this article here found over at lesswrong.com. Title of the article is called Machine Learning Can't Handle Long-Term Time Series Data. So first they talk about machine learning when it comes to self-driving cars, photo of a car accident, couple things here. We also have a DeepMind project that included a online video game called StarCraft 2 from DeepMind, and all that fun stuff. What I was hoping to do was, and there's also another article about recurrent neural networks. Now, what I'm looking for is people's advice on these topics. I know there's a lot of experts out there who watch these sort of videos, and if you are a expert, please comment away. I'd be very interested to hear your opinion on this. But what I want to talk about is namely the world of trading and machine learning. This one called a fractal structure called feed-forward neural network, organized fractally along 2 dimensions. 2 ways to build a neural network in half to get a smaller network. So there's all these different types of coding techniques to get those. So I'm very interested to find out who's using Python out there. Let me know. Some of your challenges, as I say, I claim not to be an expert here, but if you're interested, let me know. I'd be curious to know who's an expert at this type of machine learning, specifically to trading. What we've looked at is topics. Here you go. Here's one. I'm so interested in corner connection specific harmonic waves, fractal equations of harmonic waves, Laplacian eigen, like I'm some math. Could service answer the problem how to structure a neural network fractally in the time domain. So anybody out there that might have some opinions on this, please let me know on comments during the live stream or not. I'm collecting them. Reason being is when you go over to, let me see here. Just go over to Bing here, or just MathWorks. So if I was to tell you about MATLAB, where they're at with machine learning, a lot of people like to use Python, and I find it fairly complex. So in here, since we're not getting any comments, this is why I'm going down this path. But if you have any comments, let me know. So we have here machine learning and MATLAB. The challenges I have with Python is it's fairly complicated. I mean, I did a book last fall, and I found it very interesting. We'll leave it at that, but very tough to follow with the heavy math and the heavy coding. Well, I won't say heavy coding, but it was just very confusing and maintainable. But that was with TensorFlow 1. Then they bring out TensorFlow 2 now, which I'm not sure if it makes any difference. But here's some of the highlights of why I like MATLAB. And this is one of the reasons why I'm leaning into MATLAB. We can go back to the article if you want, but this is my opinion if anybody out there wants to hear this. So late last year, 2019, a few weeks ago, I told myself I want to work on quick implementation when it comes to trading and whatnot. So I thought, MATLAB's really good at this. It enables you to use tools, put in your data, and it gives you it just gives you results without any programming needed. and there's quite a bit there that you can work with. So here, the highlights: point and click apps for training and comparing models. That's it, point and click. You don't have to do anything above and beyond that. Very powerful. I know about this feature called signal processing and feature extraction techniques. When you look at Python and what it offers, it's pretty hard to do this. The shift from from Python to MotiveWave was very distinct. And not here to knock Python. I love Python, what it can do, but I just think that there's other easier paths to pursue when it comes to figuring out machine learning. This is why I like MATLAB for this. So here we have automatic hyperparameter tuning and feature selection to optimize model performance. Okay, so when you hear the word automatic, that means less hand coding. And I'll tell you the difference between hand coding in Python versus something like this makes MATLAB much more advanced and much more easier to work with. That's just my experience from a few years ago. Ability to use the same code to scale processing to big data and clusters. That's probably through their MATLAB production server, so you can deploy a model using MATLAB and deploy it through the web or through some systematic way of programming it. And the thing is, with MATLAB, it will talk to anything: C++, C#, like .NET, Java, Python even. So you don't have to worry about your client resources being limited to with what MATLAB offers, because it's very powerful. Here we get automated generation of C++ coding for embedded and high performance applications. I don't know if I would trust that. It is possible to get the coding generated and embedded. You can do that probably something like through the Simulink tool, which is very, very advanced. And then here we have the typical classification techniques, popular classification, regression, and clustering algorithms for supervised and unsupervised learning. So again, these are all through GUI tools, and that makes life a lot easier. Not saying that Python and TensorFlow cannot be done. Of course it can, but this just seems to be a much easier, much more logical way of getting things done. And here we also have faster execution than open source and statistical machine learning computation. So I guess that's a dig at other open source libraries, frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch. So right here, you pay for what you get. As I mentioned in my previous video about, somebody asked about Udemy, my thoughts on Udemy for the $10 course. Same thing here. You want to use your open source tools and frameworks, that's all fine and good, but how do you know that they're properly optimized for what you want, where MATLAB or MathWorks excel at that? So here's some of the tools that are available. Again, these are the big companies that use it. I'm sure in there, if I looked deep enough, I could find financial. And this is the really powerful thing of MATLAB, that it enables you to find answers much quicker. And MathWorks MATLAB has a huge financial toolbox as well. Before I forget, one of the things that Dr. Ernie Chan said is that MATLAB's great for investors and traders, and Python's more for programming and trading, more for programming techniques. That's what he said in one of Quora article I posted in my Facebook group. So here, again, being in 2020, really important for me to know that I want quick implementation of trading ideas, specifically if it's involving machine learning. I'll probably start looking at this in a few months, but I thought I'd just highlight it here since we're not getting any comments regarding this article here that I just posted. Machine learning can't handle long-term time series data. If anybody's got any opinions on it, let me know. And again, here, coming back to MATLAB, interactive apps and algorithms. So you can point and click and you get results and some programming results as well. See here, wide variety of most popular classification, clustering, regression algorithms, Bing, and they are, I can confirm that because I've used it way before machine learning became hot back in 2014, let's say. Use classification, regression apps, that's the key there, to interactively train, so you don't have to hand code all this stuff via Python and TensorFlow or whatever you choose to use. And then you can also do comparison, tune, export the model for further analysis. And that would mean that chances are that you'd be able to export that to make it available in Java or Python or whatever have you, for other tools that you're using. And what I'm referring to here, when you export it, you could probably export it as a resource and have quite potentially motive wave resources or strategies or studies to feeds in the data, and then you can embed that as part of the MATLAB Java library that you generate through these type of tools. So it integrates, deploys. For any code is more your style, you can further optimize models and features, selection, and parameter tuning. I've talked about that when it comes to a lot of the hedge fund guys or HFT shops. That's what they mostly do. That's what they do is they have a model, but then they'll have to tweak it and then have the parameters self-adjust to models according to what they see in live market data. Now, again, here is the key: automatic or automated machine learning. This is something new I'm not seeing. Features from training data and optimized models using hyperparameter tuning techniques such as Bayesian optimization. I mean, I see that everywhere. Use specialized features, extraction techniques. So a lot of the hard work is already kind of done for you. So you don't have to worry about all the hand coding that I mentioned before. So you can use wavelet and other techniques. Something I've not heard a lot about: neighborhood component analysis or sequential feature selection. So when you use these techniques, you'll see ways of being able to enhance your results on the fly using something like this and other tools that MATLAB makes available. Code generation, deploy statistics and machine learning models to generate readable, well, things may have improved, readable C or C++ for your entire machine learning algorithm. And again, here you get your pre-processing, post-processing, update parameters, deployed models, regenerating C++ prediction code. So that'll be probably highly optimized by the teams over at MathWorks to make it much more performance friendly. Probably not the smartest way, but it'll be the quickest way, and that fulfills what I want to do for 2020 on trading ideas. Accelerate verification validation of high fidelity simulation using machine learning models through function blocks and system blocks in Simulink. So you're going to do a lot of the playing in the world of Simulink. Very, very interesting. So let's see what they say about scaling performance. Tolerates something new to train learning models on data sets too large to fit in machine memory. So they probably got a way to compact it. Minimal changes to your code. Speed up statistical computation data training with parallel computing on your desktop or clusters on the cloud. That you can get those through MATLAB as well. That's pretty impressive. So you get deep learning, data science, predictive maintenance. So that kind of ticks off a lot of the machine learning techniques that you can use in MATLAB. But again, we evolved it from this article here: machine learning can't handle long-term time data series. A lot of these articles, I think, may be true, may not be true, but some of them are put out there just for attention. even though they may not be accurate in whatever the author's trying to put out there. Any comments or comments or whatnot, questions on this stuff, especially where MATLAB is really powerful. That's what I'm planning to do in the near future, probably a couple of months, as I said. So if there's nothing out there that needs to be addressed, what I could talk about is a few things. I'm looking at the Warrior Trading, Tim Sykes World, penny stocks. I've got a tool, open source tool that you can learn about in one of my books here at quantlabs.net/books. So you can download that to see what tool that is. So it's in Java. It's very powerful. It seems to work pretty good. So I'm pretty excited about that. Also, if you want to learn about algo trading, you just go over to quantlabs.net/DVD. And then lastly, we have the webinar on topics every Monday as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And we'll leave it at that. Any questions so far before I take off and say, hey, hi, home. But thanks for watching. I'll be doing another video on a course I'll be putting out there. I got quite a few interest on it already in the last few hours, so I'll make a presentation for them, but I'll turn it into a live stream as well for anybody else. All right, we shall talk to you later. If not, have a good day.